The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosensia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-winning author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast for cool merchandise like t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, and more. And also for great books as well, too. Check out the Mia Mosensia store on Amazon for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also cool merchandise, t-shirts, pop sockets, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia. And don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, as well as PayPal and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you donate generously today. We're here with a terrific lady who is known as the aloelady of the Dirty South for a weekly radio program. She worked on numerous stations around the country for over 25 plus years and helped run a recording studio, production company, and record label, which is Prayer Records, and began AWM Records out of the love for the oldies. And she's also worked with her husband in the whole thing. She's also author of a few books like The Return of Jesus Christ, Pozercise, Health Tips for Ordinary Folks, and also a life coach, and she's done it all. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studio somewhere in beautiful downtown Chicago, it's sweet home for this amazing lady, best known as the aloelady of the Dirty South and the owner of the Fierce Female Network. Ladies and gentlemen, the very multi-talented Adrienne Fierce Manson. Adrienne, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Well, it's great to have you on board as well, too, Adrienne. And you're just you're very fierce at what you do. So you're known as the aloelady of the Dirty South, or you also told me before, you also call the Aloe Girl of the radio show, a monthly, weekly radio program. You worked on numerous stations around the country for over 25 plus years. You helped run a recording studio, production company, and a record label called Prayer Records. And you began a new record label out of the love for the indies. You also authored 3 books. You're also a life coach, and you're also head of the Fierce Female Network that began in 2017. And before we get into all that, Adrienne, tell us how you first got started.
Well, I first got started in radio. I'm known around the world right now as Fierce. So I go by fiercemanson. And my husband, my late husband, God rest his soul, is the individual that really got me into radio and music. The great Bob Lewis. He's known as Big Bob Lewis. He had Prayer Productions. He started Prayer Productions, and he was the individual that really is responsible for getting me into music because he was so passionate about music. And he is known for getting different groups together. He was the steamboat behind different groups such as the Brown Brothers out of Chicago, known for I Know What Prayer Can Do. And he put them together. He put that group together and many others, the Brown Girls, is a singing group. They appeared many, many times in Chicago, Illinois. And he did travel with them all around the world. The Pilgrim Jubilees, he's known for getting together the Pilgrim Jubilees, which was a quartet group. And so my love came from him. I was with him, and we were hitting all the churches. He was producer at WBON. He produced Gospel Wave, Kathy Lockett. He worked with Kathy Lockett. So he was multi-talented when it came to music, restaurants, and record labels. And so I learned from him. And I met a lot of the great people in the music industry, and it was just fabulous. It was just fascinating learning from him. And he was just very passionate about what he did, very successful. And so I'm really thankful and humbled to have met such a great man. And I don't talk about him a lot, but he was a really great man. I'm really humble and appreciate the man that I had as a husband. And I miss him dearly, but he left a legacy behind. He really left a legacy behind. He also had a music store and a record store, and he did a lot. So, and I'm just moving forward with the sting that he left behind. So,
That is amazing. I love that story you told me, Fierce. I just love it. And what was it one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
What was the one moment that influenced me?
Yes, what was that one precise moment that simply said, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? It's like an aha moment for you.
You know what? I would have to say my aha moment came many years ago. I would say I was started out on Blog Talk Radio, and the radio station was WSF Radio, and I was doing supporting independent artists, doing a lot of interviews with a lot of celebrities and high-profile clients that came onto the radio show. And I'm telling you, it was just an aha moment. And really, to go back a little bit further, when I was first in the studio, I knew I was born to be in the studio when I went to one of the schools here in Chicago, and they said, oh, come on in and do a read for us. I went in the booth, did a read, they gave me a copy, and they was like, oh my God, you're such a natural. And I was like, boom, this is it. I love the microphone. I love entertainment, anything entertainment, comedy. I love it, love music. Even now, when I do my shows, it's like, it's a fresh moment of fresh air. Every time I get on the show and do a show for an independent artist, it's just like, a brand new baby being born all over again. I love it.
And it sounds like you got a true love for radio with the indies and everything else for what you do. And I mean, you're just amazing so far. It's only been a couple of minutes into this. And who are some of your favorite artists, singers, songwriters, and musicians growing up?
Growing up, I would say I loved Dionne Warwick. I love her. Very talented. Love her voice. Love what she do. In so many different bands like Earth, Wind and Fire. Just so many. And I got to say this about rap. Let me just put this in here.
Oh, absolutely.
I compare the rap when it first came about way back in the 80s, comparing it to what we hear now. There's, to me, it's such a big difference because rap back in the 80s, what was his name? Blow. I can't think of his name, but there was...
Oh, you mean Curtis Blow?
And their rap was totally different than what we hear right now.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's just a huge difference.
How so is it different?
Well, his name was Curtis Blow. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Curtis Blow when he first came out.
I remember the song Tough. I remember playing that at one of the radio stations at one of the roller rinks I did. I'm very familiar with it. I love it.
That one song when he's going hip hop, hippity hippity hip hop,
hippie hop.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To me, the enunciation of the words was so clear, so clean, so crisp. You could hear every word that he pronounced in the song. The beat was spot on. It was polished. Everyone was singing along with him because they knew every word of the song. But the rap that's now that we hear, sometimes you don't understand the story. Am I correct, or is it just me that feels that way?
I think it does to a sense as well, too. Of course, there's a different generation, and I've noticed that, too, where it's like you really got to pick up on things. You really got to pick up the subtle themes and everything else. And back in the early days, like with Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, and I think there's, and I think there's, oh, gosh, it was like, there was another one that was similar, Grandmaster Flash. What was it? Oh, my gosh, it's at the tip of my tongue right now. It's like the Jelly Gang, Sugar Hill Gang. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And of course, I'm thinking about right now, it's like, I remember Curtis Blow did basketball, and I think that was like when Michael Jordan was a rookie, and I think that kind of was a resurrection for him. And then later he got in the Run DMC, then he got into, of course, with Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. It seems to progress as time goes on.
Yes. You're absolutely right. You're correct.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you also had some interesting stories to share as well, too. We'll also talk about you work in the recording studio, your late husband, production company, and more as well, too, and about your network. We'll talk about it in just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com and over 30 podcast platforms. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia for great merchandise, books, and more. Also, don't forget to support us on Anchor FM, PayPal, and themikewagnershow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific lady who is known as the aloelady of the Dirty South for a weekly radio program. She has also got the Fierce Female Network on the Mike Wagner Show. Adrienne Fierce Manson. Fierce, there's one thing before we get back into your radio career, the aloelady of the Dirty South. I really enjoy that a great deal.
You know what, Mike? I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to being called and coined the aloelady, it's actually started in Chicago. Mm-hmm. There was a young lady that I met here in Chicago, and she introduced me to aloe, and I started taking the aloe vera juice. And she had a store here in Chicago, and then I'll fast forward a little bit. Me and my husband, I got married, and me and my husband moved to Louisiana.
Oh, wow.
And so I had a plan. She had a plan. She says, well, if you go to Louisiana with your husband, you can sell aloe, down in the South. Mm-hmm. And she used to actually ship me boxes to Louisiana. She would ship these big boxes to Louisiana. She came down. She flew down to Louisiana, brought all these boxes of aloe. And I got on the radio, and I started the aloelady show on the radio, and it was history. I was driving all around Louisiana, delivering aloe.
Oh my gosh. Hello, hello. Hello.
It was a blast. I loved it. I loved it. The phones was always ringing, people calling in with questions about aloe vera and health concerns. I loved it. It was great. It helped so many different people. Anytime I'm helping somebody, that's just the spice of life. I got to tell you. And so I helped a lot of people. Educating them about aloe vera.
You know something? If I would have known you a while back, I could have bought some from you back then. I wish you had known you to done that. I could have bought some right now. I'm throwing on my credit card.
Yeah, it's very beneficial. And I still use aloe vera right today. I use it on my scalp, my hair, my skin. I drink it. It's very beneficial. It massages your scalp, helps your hair to grow, helps your hair to be healthy. It's great stuff.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, that you also ran a recording studio, production company, Prayer Records, and you also began AWN Records out of the love for oldies. And, tell us about your record labels as well.
Yes, now with Prayer Productions, my husband started Prayer Production and Prayer. That was his baby. Mm-hmm. And I came along later. But with AWM Records, I started AWM Records here in Chicago. And I signed a few artists to their record label. As far as, I can name a few. Mike Marino was on the label, and there was a gentleman I met in Germany, and I signed him to the record label. Still, play his music today. Jay Stone, his name is Jay Stone. And so it's a lot of work, and I love it. Love it.
And of course, you have a love for it as well, too. And also, transformed over to the Fierce Female Network, which you began, back in 2017. And tell us more about that. This sounds very interesting.
Yes. Mike, to tell you something, the Fierce Female Network is a rebranding of WSF Radio.
Oh, WSF,
wow. WSF Radio was really, really popular. It was really popular. I started it back in 2007, and I got really popular. I was known as Indie Lady A back then. Everyone called me Indie Lady A because, for my first name, Adrienne, they used the letter A, and they just started saying, Indie Lady A on WSF Radio. And so...
Yo, Adrienne!
And I had a lot of popular groups on the show, interviewed a lot of great people. And it was fascinating. And then I took a little rest, a few years after that. Took a little dip. And then I rebranded and came out with the Fierce Female Network. And I'm telling you, it's just like fireworks. Right now, there's so much going on with the Fierce Female Network. It is exciting. It is explosive. It's growing. It is fantastic. And the talent that I'm coming across is just mind blowing. Right now, I have a promotion with a band that's called The Living. Mm-hmm. And it's all by, they are fantastic. Mike, if you get a chance, listen to this show. The name of the band is The Living. And The Living, they are made up of individuals who have worked with the group Sting, mm-hmm. Kanye West, Mariah Carey, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And I am telling you, this group is mind-blowing. They are mind-blowing. They have worked with some of the best in the industry. Sting, they are, absolutely phenomenal. And they've worked with so many. In the orchestra, they've worked with the orchestra. So some of the people that have worked with Trans-Siberian Orchestra is made up of the group The Living.
Wow. That is amazing. That is something I'll have to put in my little, trivia folder or whatever it is, talking to people who have been in backup bands and played for such guys. I mean, that is so amazing. You feature a lot of top entertainers in the business and budding authors, artists, and up and coming stars and everything else, and people exceptional in their craft in general. And who are some of the other famous entertainers you've had on your show?
Mikey Wax, I talk about him all the time because I met him in person. But before he became so popular and so huge, I met him here in Chicago. And now, of course, he's known all over the world. Mikey Wax, I met him at WGN Radio. And then Marcus Patrick, who was on CSI and a lot of different TV shows. I interviewed him on WSF Radio. I met Marcus Patrick in the old days of MySpace.
Oh, I remember that. MySpace. You can put cat pictures, dog pictures, family pictures, picture of you at work and no one criticized. Oh, my gosh. I was a fan of that until Facebook came around. Or was it that other popular website?
And so, I'm a person that talks to everybody. And I just started chatting with Marcus Patrick on MySpace. And I was like, hey, Marcus, come on and be on the show. He was like, yeah, I'm going to come on. And he did. He was just so gracious and so sweet. He's so kind. And he came on the show. And also Melba Moore. I had an opportunity to meet Melba Moore. She was on the show, and she's the same, so gracious, so sweet, and so kind.
Wow. That is something. I love the lineup that you have. I'm at to check it out. We encourage everybody to do the same thing. Go to the Fierce Female Network and check out all the episodes. And from what I've seen, you've had 300 episodes and you launched in July 2021. And it looks like it's going to keep growing. I think by the time we get done, you probably hit 1,000 right now.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to fast forward a little bit to watch for. There's a young 17-year-old young lady. She's out of UK, and I am telling you, her singing ability is amazing. Her show and her interview is coming up on December the 14th. She is a little starlet. She is amazing. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Lauren Daigle.
Yes. What was it? Was it I see, I hear, I believe? It's something like that. I'm trying to remember which one. Yes, I think that's it.
Her voice is the same. It's just like Lauren Daigle, and she sings Lauren Daigle's music. This young lady, she's only 17.
Wow.
And the maturity of her voice is phenomenal. It is phenomenal.
Boy,
yeah,
you've got some great stuff there, Fierce. And also another thing too about your network as well. It's like of all the guests you had on the show, what was your most favorite interview of all time, or in that period, or maybe like the funniest story, the funniest experience you've had on the show?
The funniest, you know what? I gotta say this, Mike. I'm gonna tell you something where my name came from. Savan is in Atlanta. So this is when I was in Atlanta, and Savan still lives in Atlanta. He's an artist, and he's very well known. He's very popular in Atlanta and around the world. He was the person that named me Fierce. He's the one that's responsible for that name.
Really?
And, yes.
What was it? Yes. Curse at first, or a blessing, or did you just brush it off? It's like, okay, whatever.
He came on the show. He came out with a song called War. And War is really big in Atlanta. And that song got picked up and used with Atlanta Braves, the basketball team. And that song just really took off. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, the vibe that we had is just like, I can never forget, what he did for me. He worked on my show. And matter of fact, he's responsible for my intro on my show. He created and he produced it. And that's all of Savan's work. And his tagline for me was, "There is only one Fierce." And I was like, Savan, that's it. That's it. And so that's where it came from. He's responsible for it.
Wow. Give him credit. I love that. Something. Yes. And also, too, you also have a thing here. It's like, check out my friends at Slot Online, Holy Moly, donutshop.com. And you also got some other projects. And also, too, that where can we find the Fierce Female Network at?
Yes, the page is thefiercefemalenetwork.com.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll certainly check that out. And you're also an author of a few books. You're a life coach and some other things. There's a lot more to it. The Fierce than meets the radio. So we'll talk more about that. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the amazing, multi-talented Adrienne Fierce Manson after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing. Available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. right place, right time. Tuned in to The Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with the very fierce Adrienne Fierce-Manson here on the Mike Wagner Show, the owner of the Fierce Female Network. And also, you're also author of a few books like The Return of Jesus Christ, Pozercise, Health Tips for Ordinary Folks. And tell us about those books and how'd you get started as an author?
Absolutely. Well, The Return of Jesus Christ is my first book. The Return of Jesus Christ is the first book that I ever wrote. It was written back in 1991. I wrote it, believe it or not, in a very short period of time. 30 days.
Wow.
I wrote it in 30 days, nonstop. I wrote 30 days. And I'm telling you, that book was really popular. I sold out within the first 45 days. Back in the old days, when I would actually beat the pavement, I would drive around city of Chicago, got the book into the bookstores. I hit the pavement, put those books in the trunk of my car, and they just went like hotcakes. I did a lot of speaking engagements at different churches and sold them that way. And then that was for The Return of Jesus Christ. And then Pozercise. Actually, Pozercise came about because of all the positive postings and motivational, inspirational postings that I have on Facebook. And so it's a collection of the different quotes that I have on Facebook, and it was turned into a book.
Okay. And how about health tips for ordinary folks?
Now, health tips for ordinary folks, that is because I wrote about 200 plus articles on a website called Hub Pages. I used to write for Hub Pages a lot of years ago, and I wrote a lot of articles with health and wellness. And it turned into a book. The same thing happened. It turned into a book. There was a lot of articles, and it was really nice. I just love to write. I love things about health as well. Health and wellness. That
sounds amazing, too. And who are some of your favorite authors and writers growing up?
Growing up, let's see. Oh, my goodness. You know what? I love Les Brown.
He's good.
He's one of my favorites. And that's because of my girlfriend. My best girlfriend took me to see him live. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. He's a great motivational speaker. He's a great author. His story is just amazing, how he grew up and he was coined as this person with special needs. And of course, his story is known all over the world. And he's an amazing, amazing person.
And that does sound amazing, too. And now that you're an author, you also own the Fierce Female Network. And you also had worked in a number of stations and everything. You're also a life coach as well, too. And tell us more about that.
Yes, I went through life coaching many years ago. I was a student myself first. I had a life coach, and I went through her program, and I was really blown away. And she says, you know what, you could really be a life coach. She says, you're pretty natural at being coaching. And I was like, really? I don't think so. And so that was years ago. I couldn't see myself as a life coach. And then I ended up going through a program with, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Monique Carradine.
I've heard of her, yes.
She was a news anchor here in Chicago. And she was my life coach, and she trained me.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? She's a superstar. She's really something else. So she trained me as a life coach many years ago. And she calls me, believe it or not, the setback coach or the comeback coach, because I had so many things happening in my life. And she was so impressed. She was like, you know what? You just like the comeback queen.
and how many times you actually came back? Well, like 6, 7, 9 lives or something like that, 12, 16. It's like, oh my gosh, it's almost like I don't know how far I can count on that one. So it's amazing.
And her program was really great. She's amazing. She's a great life coach. I don't currently work with her anymore, but I went through her program to become a life coach.
Okay. All right. That's amazing as well, too. And I forgot you also have a single out that's released as well, too, or Reclaim the Generation. And tell us about that one.
Yes. Reclaim the Generation was published in 2012. I worked with a producer actually in his home, and it came together. I had started writing the lyrics first. I wrote the lyrics first, and I didn't imagine it being a song. It was just pretty much lyrics for like a poetry. And then I met this one producer, and we started working on it, and he started writing the music, and we would get together and practice in the studio. And I'm telling you, it was like, he says, this is it. He kept working with me. I'm like, oh, I don't know. You know, I wasn't comfortable behind the mic trying to sing.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, you know, just come on out with it. And we got it done. Reclaim the generation.
Oh my gosh, that's something. And this may sound a little something, but has that song been played on your network by any chance? I'm curious.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, wow. I think you should put out some more material. I mean, that sounds great.
You think so?
Hey, why not? I mean, if you can sing a song, you can write a book, you can be a great host, you can do just about anything on the network. I can tell you that. So,
you know what, Mike? I do have this one song that has been stuck in my head for the last year or so, and it's called Slamming on Satan.
Slamming on Satan. I like that.
Slamming on Satan. It's called I'm Slamming on Satan.
Oh, my.
So I just haven't had the time to really go ahead and produce it and get it out there. But it's one of those songs that's just like stuck in my head.
Oh my gosh. You know, one day I love to hear it. Or one thing that comes to my head, I'm thinking about it. No sympathy for the devil. I'll tell you that. So
That's right. That is it. Yes.
Yes, that's right. And where can we find all your books and also your coaching services and also the Fierce Female Network and all your good stuff at?
Well, all my books are on Amazon.com. You can find the coaching service and everything about that's on my website, which is adriennefiercemanson.com. And then you can listen to the Fierce Female Network at thefiercefemalenetwork.com.
That's certainly amazing. We will certainly do so. Once again, we're with the multi-talented Adrienne Fierce Manson on the Mike Wagner Show of the Fierce Female Network and more as well, too. And Fierce, just a couple more things. We love to have you back on in 2022 and beyond. What else can we expect from you in the future?
Well, I am working on, which I have been working on for a while, the television show. And
Ooh.
It was supposed to launch like 2 years ago, and I had a setback with that, and things just really got kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm supposed to be coming out with a series in 2022 with WJYS Channel 62 Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, I've been so busy, and I've just hired someone to help me out a little bit. So I'm so thankful that I have someone to help me and to work with me, and she's great with the camera. She's great in film and television. And so I'm looking forward to, actually, let me say this really quickly. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Fight for the Family.
I've heard of it. Yes. Yes.
Fight for the Family is going to be on 62 under my umbrella. And we're really excited about it.
Wow.
Really, really excited. The producer and the program manager wants Fight for the Family on that show, on that channel, like yesterday. He looked at it. He was like, this is really great. This is awesome. And so they signed the contract with me. So I do have the contract with Fight for the Family, and it's going to be on Channel 62.
Oh, that's going to be amazing. I'm certainly looking forward to it. That sounds exciting. And who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
My biggest influence?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, my biggest influence. Do you mean like music or
anybody in
radio?
general? Anybody in general.
My biggest influence. You know what? I'm trying to think of. There's so many people. It's hard to pick just one. Let's see. I still kind of look up to Savan because he does a lot. He does voiceover. He just secured a really huge project that's on his page right now, Savan Music, on Facebook. I give him a lot of credit, and I do he is a big influence, and I do give him a lot of credit because what he's doing is what I am right behind him doing. It's like he does radio, he does television, he works with a lot of independent artists, he does acting, and he's a multi-talented. He does real estate too. So
oh my gosh! Wow.
Yes, he's a multi-talented. I'm gonna tell you who else I really love. MJ Harris.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
He is phenomenal. He's really huge, high profile person on Instagram as well as Facebook. He is one of my most favorite people, MJ Harris. He is phenomenal.
That sounds phenomenal. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
You know what? The best advice I can give anyone that's trying to meet their goals or do something in life, I always talk about your born space, BORN. When you operate and function in your born space, don't stop until you actually stand in your born space. Your born space is the place of your authentic self. And so when you begin to function in your born space, it's like you're being rebirthed and reborn all over again. It's almost like life becomes seamless. It doesn't mean that there won't be any challenges, but when you stand flat-footed in your BOR space, you come alive and you will be busting out of the seams with brand new opportunities coming your way. So don't stop. Keep moving. Keep going forward until you really function 100% in your BORN space, born space, your authentic self.
Oh, that's so fantastic. I love that born space. I have to use that in my vocabulary. I love it. It's amazing. Okay. Yes, we would. And once again, we're with Adrienne Fierce Manson on the Mike Wagner Show with the Fierce Female Network. Fierce, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Learned a lot from you and looking forward to having you on soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Don't forget to keep in touch. Love to have you back. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people check out your works?
Yes, people can check out my work. Once again, I have my books on Amazon.com. Please do listen to the Fierce Female Network on the website, thefiercefemalenetwork.com. You can also learn more about me on my website, my personal website, which is adriennefiercemanson.com.
We certainly would do so. Once again, Fierce, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing and very fierce. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Definitely looking forward to having you back. And look forward to having you soon, and you've got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamosenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartradio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.